welcome to another weekly vlog. It's after midnight now on, well, it was Sunday, it's now Monday, early in the wee hours of the morning on the 8th of May, and I just thought I'd come in and say hi, weekly vlog. This is hopefully going to be a bit better than last week's vlog, reading wise and just update wise and just in general, because I've been really shit. And I'm going to start off with some books that I received, because I can't remember if I've told you about these, and if I have, I'm sorry. I've hauled them, and some clips I deleted from vlogs and stuff because I was a mess. So we'll see. If this is the second time I'm saying this, I'm sorry. But I was kindly gifted a review copy of Fractal Noise, which is a prequel to Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and I don't know whether you're supposed to read this first or second, because this came out after To Sleep in a Sea of Stars, and although it is a prequel, I'm not sure whether or not you're supposed to read it before or after, because it came out after. So do you go publication date or chronologically? That is the question that we need to be asking ourselves, and I'm really excited. I'm glad this isn't as thick as To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. I'm thinking I might try and read this the same month that pick comes up for Catherine, because Catherine from Catherine Reads, I'll leave a link down below, she has picked the To Sleep in a Sea of Stars as a book for the 12 Books 12 Prompts challenge. So maybe I could read this in the same month as that. Should I? Maybe? Possibly. We'll see. And then I've received another review copy of The Daughter of the Ice. So I might say this wrong, I'm sorry. Louis Falcao de Magales. I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how you spell it. And that is the cover. And it is stunning. And I've not really read a fantasy that's based in like an ice setting before. I've read books in underground settings, desert settings, foresty type settings, but never ice. So this is going to be very intriguing to read. And also I think he's commented on my recent post about Scribd 9, and I think he's entering this into Scribd 9. So I put a post out on the Twitter about wanting to get ahead with Scribd 9, because I was really behind with Scribd 8 and I didn't get through all the top 10 books I wanted to get through. I am gutted about that. I will still be acquiring those books because they are all books that I'm interested in, so I will be acquiring them at some point to read them, and I'm just glad that I got the ones that I did read. They were all great. I got ahead of the curve and I just put a post out saying any authors that are submitting their book to Scribd 9, if you can leave me the links, DM me the links to buy them, or send me an email with where I can purchase them from. Just contact me in some way and I will be making a list of Scribd 9 entrants, and I will start reading them early, and then as the rounds go down I'll pick my favourites from each round to read. That's how it's gonna go. That's what I'm gonna do. And then another book that I received, which is just stunning as well, and this is a different vibe to the other one, but this is more my aesthetic. And it's The Death Disciple by Emma L. Adams, and I received an email asking if I wanted this because I think she put a post up on social media saying that she was going to have some review copies soon, and I was like, I'm not going to read you the synopsis because the synopsis is 3 paragraphs long, and we all know how I like to ramble at the best of times. I don't need you to read the 3 paragraphs of this, but I'm very intrigued to get to this, and I'm going to be doing a bit of planning. I know, me, planning, what? I'm going to start planning some things over the next couple of months. I'm going to try, and I know I've got my indie spotlight type thing that I do, on my radar series that I had. I have got another series that I'm starting that I've read one of the books for, and that's going to be basically reaching out to different social media people that like really push indie books, and I'm going to ask them to give me 3 books that they would recommend that I read from the indie fantasy sci-fi genres, and I'm going to pick those books up and read them. So I'm in the middle of filming a vlog for that now, and then I already have another vlog with 2 people that have recommended books to me on that, and then I'm just going to go around some other people as well. So I've got that in the pipeline. I did mention this a couple of weeks ago. When I do those vlogs more consistently, they'll probably come out as weekly vlogs instead of just like random sporadic ones as they do now, because I still haven't uploaded my House of Sky and Breath vlog. I don't know what is my life. Reading wise this week, I need to finish Eragon, which I have 3 hours and 55 minutes left of. I also have 51 minutes left of XO by Axio. And I don't think I'm starting any of my buddy reads this week. So XO was a buddy read with Liam last week, and it's week commencing the 15th, I think, that I'm starting the buddy read with Lindsay. So I do have a little bit more free reign to read what I want to read this week. I do want to read We Break Immortals, but I have just done a Shein order, and I've ordered some clothes, but I've also ordered some of those highlighter strips, really long ones that go the full page and like cover a line, and I really want to tab We Break Immortals, and obviously I tab my read-along books, so I'm not going to get to any of them yet, but hold the phone. There are a couple of books that I could still read. The Boy Who Steals Houses, The Girl Who Steals His Heart by C.J. Drews. I am not sure if I'm going to like this. This is a contemporary, but it's quite a serious contemporary, and I'm not a serious contemporary kind of gal. I don't know if you know this about me, but when it comes to things that, I mean, I don't mind a bit of hardship in my books. You know, a lot of the fantasy I read, kids are orphaned, parents killed or taken away, and or they're kidnapped, and you know, shit goes down. But when it comes to a contemporary setting, I don't know what it is, I don't know why. What is a contemporary setting where bad things happen? And this isn't like a contemporary romance, it's just like it's not something I'm comfortable with. So I might end up really loving it, I don't know. But I don't have the best thoughts, feelings and ponderances going in. But this is a self-destruct book, so if I don't like it, I'm gonna give it 50 pages, which works out well because that gets 4 chapters in. I'm gonna give it 50 pages. If I don't like it, I'm gonna DNF it. If I do like it, I shall continue. But one book I'm really, really excited to get to, well, there's 2 books really. There's No Land for Heroes and Swordsman's Lament, which are books I wanted to get to for the vlog that I just told you about, but also Ascending by Michael R. Miller. I'm ordering Unbound Book 2 from the Broken Binding on Friday, so I really want to get this read, and then I need to get my review up as soon as possible. I need to check when I'm starting my buddy read of Hunger of the Gods with Hattie, but this is a book that I've had on my radar for a while. In fact, all the indie books I'm picking up this month are books that have been on my radar for a while. So I'm finally getting through some of my indie reads, which makes me so happy when I can write on my spreadsheet that the book I'm reading is indie. It makes my heart happy. You know, it's great. And I do have the audiobook for this, so I'm not going to have to hold up the thickums like the whole time. I will do a mix of audio and stuff, but I do want to take my time with this because I want to like take in all the dragon stuff. I'm so excited to read this. I really am so excited. Anyway, I'm going to head off now because it is almost 12:30 and I do have work in the morning, even though it's bank holiday. But you know, again, agency life. I only have to work a couple of hours to make up some of my hours, and I'm going to watch Revenge of the Sith. Am I becoming a Star Wars girly? Maybe. but don't at me. My friends that I have now are allowing me to be my full-on nerdy self, and I love it. Like, I have hid my geeky, nerdy, weird self for the majority of my life. So now that I'm around people that literally give zero fucks about how nerdy I am, and just embrace the nerdiness and encourage me to just be myself, I'm loving to be being around people like that who are introducing me to things that I've missed out on. And I'm just living my best life, okay? I've watched Doctor Who, I've got into Supernatural, Attack on Titan, I've gone into my anime, manga phase. Absolutely living life. And now I'm on Star Wars. I've also become accustomed to listening to a lot of musical theatre, and also very interested in musical theatre, more so now because of Chloe and Meg. So, you know, it is what it is. I am who I am. I'm easily influenced, and I'm just loving what I love. Do you know what I mean? And I'm gonna go now, and I might update you later if I remember. Hey guys, it's Monday evening. I've got maybe like an hour left of Aragon, but I have started watching some more Vox Machina tonight, and I have also made a couple of D&D characters. One's for the thing that Smash is doing, and the other one was just a draconic character that I wanted to make. And she's pretty. If I have a picture, I'll put her here, and I'll also put my niece here, and you can see what they look like. I have also, because there's a thing called Hero Forge, you can purchase your little miniature characters. I'm so tempted to get it. I'm not gonna lie, very tempted, but not yet. We'll wait. And then I started watching the Supernatural Academy because my Prime Video app on my phone and my what's it called? TV started going funny. So yeah, I've not done any of the reading. I didn't start Ascendant. I will start Ascendant. I'm walking to work tomorrow, so I will listen to Ascendant on the way to work. I'm going now. Bye. Hello friends, it's Tuesday, and my fringe grows far too quickly. Have you seen this day? He's trimming again, bloody hell. Anyway, that's not why you're here. You're here for a reading update. So, did I tell you yesterday that I finished Aragon? Did I? I don't know. So yesterday I finished Aragon. Then I watched some Vox Machina. And then, because Prime was playing up, I then decided to just watch some Supernatural Academy. That's just a series about two wolf shifters that are sisters, twin sisters, that didn't realise they were twin sisters. So it's like sister, but make it wolf shifter. And animated. And then, today, I've started reading Ascendant, and I'm now on chapter like 11. It's such a quick read. Sorry you are wobbly because I'm holding you up, and this book is a hefty fecker. I'm trying not to finger it, trying not to touch it too much, because the type of cover it is, it's matte, and you can see that even though I washed my hands, there's a bit of a mark on it. So I'm going to try not to mess with it too much. I do have the audiobook for this that I bought, and I'm further than that. I haven't bookmarked that, but yeah, I didn't do sprints tonight because mental health is in the trash. Love it, but I feel like I'm having a dragon week, so I'm also going to be reading this week, and then I might see if any of my other rest of my TBR has dragons in it, so this can just be a dragon week vlog. And I'm just assuming that there's dragons in this because of that, and if it's not, then You know, I thought it did. So this is for another vlog, so you're not going to get my thoughts, feelings and ponderances on this. You're just going to get updates on whether I'm reading it or not. I do also have that on audio as well. Thank you to the lovely Cal Black who gifted me the audio. I did already have the physical, but you know, immersive reading is my thing. So I am tired, but I know that I won't sleep at all if I go to bed now. So I'm just gonna listen to my audio and read until I feel myself drifting, and then I'm just gonna go to sleep. I also was pissed off today because I ordered a desk from the range and it was supposed to come Friday. I then got a text partway through today saying your desk will be arriving today. So thankfully I have an amazing boss, and one of my teammates was going to the dentist. So while she was going to the dentist, she dropped me off near my house, near my flat. And then I worked from home the rest of the day while I waited for this delivery. And the range delivered half of my desk. So it's not even half. It's like, it's an L-shaped desk, and if I have it up by the end of the week, I'll show you what it looks like. So down one side of the L, it's just shelves. It's like 2 shelves, and then there's a desk bit like that goes the other side. So the only thing that I have are the three planks of wood that make the 2 shelves. I don't have any of the bars or the boards that go in between to hold them up as like separate shelves, and I don't have the rest of the desk or any instructions or any other, what are they called, items, components to put the thing together. But when I looked on the order, it said quantity 1 of 1, and when I looked on the delivery, it said quantity 1 of 1, but the box is 2 of 2. So make that make sense, guys. Make that make sense. And then I called the range, and I got on the phone to them about 5:15, and they closed at 6, but I was like 17th in the queue. And then, if it's any other call centre, you're supposed to stay on the phones until the queue is cleared. Clearly, they just shut the phones off, but I was still I was going to hang up at 6 o'clock when they closed, but it was still counting me down, saying I was like 14th in the queue and then 5th in the queue, whatever. And I was like, right, that's fine then. So clearly they've stayed open past the closing time. Got to 7:30 when I was still on the phone, and it said, you are first in the queue. And then it cut me off. I was fuming. 2 fucking hours. So I just sent him an email saying like, this is the situation, please send me the rest of my desk. They faff around now and say that I have to send this back just to get it. Today is not the day, and I am not the one, the range, okay? I'm not, wrong day, wrong time to just stress me out. Not good. So I'm gonna read. So for those of you who don't know, back to the books. This is a young boy called Holt. He is a cook. Well, he's technically a pot washer. And he is like the servant, basically. And he's always wanted to be a rider. And he can be a rider, because being a rider is based on your standing. And it's mostly nobles that become riders. And this is a dragon that he saved from being killed, basically. So there's this thing called the choosing ceremony, where the superior dragon chooses what eggs survive and what don't, and any eggs that they deem as rejects and they reject, effectively the dragons in those eggs are killed. And Holt comes across this group of eggs that and in this choosing ceremony, and he tells one of this guy that he wants to be a rider. So to test him, he says, well, this is how things work in this kind of world. You want to be a rider, you have to do difficult things. These are the reject eggs. I want you to throw one of these reject eggs in the city. Like, I don't want you to throw it away. I want you to get rid of it and destroy it. And he can't. So he saves it. And the reason it was a reject is because this dragon's blind. And in the dragon world, any deformity is seen as a weakness, and you need to be perfect in order to be part of this rider group. And because he was blind, he was seen as defective. So sad. So he steals him and starts to raise him, and then it goes from there. And I loved the immediate bond. Give me fated mates, give me chosen one trope. Like, the one thing I do love about this type of dragon story is that is like the immediate bond that you get from like hatching the egg. And this seems to be a running theme throughout fantasy books that I read, which I love, that they stick to certain lore and stuff like that. One thing I'm still not a huge fan of is the voices that they seem to do for these dragons. So in Eragon, it was, if I can remember, I will go back and I will show you, like, I'll play a little bit of the clip of when Saphira is talking, and you'll understand what I mean. And the voice is just horrible. And then this one, I don't know if it's because of the speed I'm listening to it on, but it sounds, I don't know, it sounds slightly babyish, but then it also sounds like a broken, like, foreign accent. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, but I don't know. It might get better as it gets older. But they seem to do this voice for all the dragons all the time, like a gravelly sound to the dragons' voices. And I don't understand why people feel like that's the only voice a dragon can have. It's just weird. But that's the only picky thing, and that's the narrator, not the story. The story is great, and this is exactly what I needed today. I'm gonna put that down now because it's a really heavy book. But he's got this guardian character who was a rider, but his dragon died, and he's no longer a rider. He's now sort of teaching how to be a rider, and you know, the magic and things that start to present themselves when you're raising a dragon. And it's the grumpy teacher situation, and I just think it's adorable. Give me a grumpy guardian, you know, and I'm down for that. So yeah, listen to this some more, and then hopefully tomorrow will be a better day all around. Work-wise, it's been great. Like, other things-wise, it's been great, but my mental health's just been a bit, like, down the shitter, do you know what I mean? So ignore all the wires that you're going to see, okay? We're asking you to ignore the wires. But this little corner is my new desk. And then as you can see down there, where there's currently lots of wires, but also just random stuff there, is going to be, I think the bottom one is going to be books, and then that's going to be my stationery and my crafting stuff there. And then I'm having my Scentsy and my diffuser. Ooh, my Scentsy, my diffuser, and my Echo. I'm not going to call her a name, even though she's switched off. We never know what she's going to do. And then the space there, you can see the wires that are just there. That's where I plug my work laptop in, that connects to these two screens. And there's a mic and my TV. Whoop whoop. I think some of the books off here, ignore all that space, and they're getting put on Vinted. Some of the books off here are just going to get put on here for now, down there. And I'm going to see if I can get rid of this, and then just have this as my TBR cart. Hello, hello, hello. We are on the sofa again, and we're not sleeping in bed tonight. I don't know what it is. Past couple of nights I've not been a fan of sleeping in the bed. So, oh god, this fucking fringe. I have been reading more of Ascendant today, and Ash, Broad, just the Found Family vibes. I have cried a little bit. I didn't sob, but it was very much a tear streaming down the face situation. So that was fun. Mr. Miller, Thank you for that. And other than that, I did the live show with Jem and Tora for Gallant tonight. And that's it really. That's all I've got to update you on. I am now on chapter 42 out of, I think there's like 60 chapters, so I'm a ways in. 3 hours and 21 minutes left on the speed that I've got it at. I have slowed it down quite a bit to what I normally listen to audiobooks at. The narrator's fast anyway, but I have reduced it down to 1.8 because I want to fully experience everything. I'm thinking this is going to be a 5-star unless this ends really badly and he does me dirty. Unless Mr. Miller does me dirty, this will be getting a 5-star. And I'm liking that. And that will be my second dragon book down of the week. So we've had Eragon, which is a 4-star. Ascendant, which is on track to be a 5-star. Then I'll be going into No Land for Heroes. I will hopefully finish Ascendant tomorrow, but I do have the Ghost of the Shadow Market live. So we'll see. And then have the rest of the weekend to finish. No Land for Heroes. Boop. Hi guys, it's Friday and I'm just on my lunch, working from home, and I have received a parcel. I'm so excited. So excited. Wow. I received a finished copy of the Floppies book. Can you tell what it might be? Can you tell what it might be? It's blue. I have a copy of the master's work in my hands and it's just so floppy, it's great. This was kindly sent to me by the publishers. The publisher sent me a finished De Castell book. Who is she? Who am I? I have no idea what's going on. I'm just so excited. Shh. Phone's going off. I know that this is Wizards. Like, this is dark, irreverent, and incredibly fun. The Malevolent Seven is Deadpool set in Westeros. Oh, God. I don't... And it even has... Look! I'm still getting the hardback version. I was going to cancel the hardback version, but I'm not gonna, because I might end up tabbing this. I don't... Is this part of a series? Or is this a standalone? I know not. But what I do know is that the masterful, amazing narrator Joe Jameson is back again. Back again to narrate Mr. De Castell books. So I will be purchasing the audiobook for this as well. And I'm going to do some immersive reading. This is a lot taller than I thought it was going to be. This was like more like hardback size than paperback size. But anyway, this is me being all freakishly freaked out that I have been gifted my first ever gifted De Castell book. And I'm just so glad he's publishing again, because it's been ages since anything came out by him. It was it 2021 when the short stories, Swashbuckling short stories came out? 2021, early 2022, I don't know. But The Play of Shadows has been pushed back. That is the stories that is set in the world of the Greatcoats. But yeah, this, I'm so excited. I really just want to drop my whole TBR to read this, but I also want to drop my whole TBR to read the second book in the series. And I have to say, and also, oh look, I got a bookmark too that has like a hand on it. Like, look, what does the hand mean? We know not. We will find out when we read this book. And I finished this. This was heart-wrenching, but also heartwarming, but also just found family vibes, and the Chosen One trope, but with a spin on it. And it's probably, I don't want to say this because I feel like it might stress me out when it comes to doing my favourites of the year, but this is probably one of my favourites of this year so far. if I did a core rating, it just would be 10s, 10s, 10s across the board. But I don't do core anymore, so this is just, you know, if you've watched the Toot and Boot situation that goes on with how they rate outfits on Drag Race, like fashion photo review, this is a shoot. Not just a toot, it's a shoot to the stars and beyond. Is amazing. So this follows a boy called Holt, who lives in a world where there's hierarchical things, and your surname is basically what you do. So his dad is a cook, his surname is Cook, and that is what they're destined to be for their whole lives. But we know that sometimes what people think your destiny should be is just a pile of shit. So he's wanted to be a rider. He always wants to be a rider, but only nobles can be riders. Bit classist, isn't it? Twats. But he goes to a choosing ceremony. This is where the dragon chooses which eggs are allowed to hatch and which aren't. And initially Holt thought this was which egg would be part of the order, because there's an order of dragons and riders. And he thought that that was what the choosing ceremony was, but then he finds out that it actually means that any that the dragon feels is defective are the ones that get unalived, destroyed, no longer with us situations. And to test him, basically, ooh, sorry if you moved, I almost knocked my camera over. So to test him, he is told to take an egg and destroy it. And he starts to feel something for this egg, like gets feelings and vibes and like heat from this egg. And him being an amazing human that he is, he can't destroy this egg. So he goes, he puts it back where it was and then leaves. And then coincidentally, somehow he ends up in a position where he might potentially be able to take this egg and hatch it himself, so he does. And this is when Ash and Holt become a connected duo of just amazingness. There's nothing about this that I didn't like. I do think the narrator for this, Peter Kenny, is just top tier narrator for this. I will do a full review, like including some spoilers, when I have some coherent thoughts, other than this is just amazing. But when I have some coherent thoughts, I will give you more in-depth feelings about it. But initially there was just a little thing about the dragon's voice that I didn't know whether I liked, but I think it's because he was trying to make Ash the dragon sound young, and at times it sounded like he had a bit of an accent which was just a bit different, and it's just the English was very broken, and it just sounded a bit odd at times. But I could 110% tell you that this is way better than Aragon in my eyes. The connection that these two have is just a bond that it's just crazy. It really is crazy. We meet a girl who is a bit of a bitch at first, and she's a bit standoffish, and for reasons, you know, there's always reasons. We've got a grumpy guardian who is just amazing. Broad is the kind of guardian you would want. Is not, he teaches you what he needs to teach you, but if you don't do it the way that he's supposed to, he'll just give you a little clip around back head. Great. And we meet a dragon called Pyra, who is not a defective dragon. And again, she is initially quite hostile, the same way that her rider is. And it's kind of fun to see how their feelings and what their connection's like compared to Ash and Holt. And it's just 500 pages, 500 pages of amazingness. And I have ordered book 2 from The Broken Binding, and Michael has kindly offered to send me book 3 once I've read book 2. He's also now going to be at Comic-Con at the end of May, so you bet, I don't care how heavy this is getting signed and dedicated to me by him, and I'm going to ask him to write. There's a little like ritual thing, so because I don't want to spoil something, there's a ritual thing that happens, and it's a bit like Dralid Naldia. It's the phrase from the Ryan Kyle series I love, is just, yeah, there's but this is more like a ritual, like a spell type of thing, and just the words. Again, I'm not going to say them, I'm not going to spoil it, I'm not going to say what the spell does or anything like that, but it's just great. And if he could write that in my book for me, that would be just amazing. I would probably just sit and squeal for like 10 minutes. Becca's going to hate me. She's going to be like, can we move now? And I'll just be sat there like holding a book with just like it's just I can't say without spoiling. If you've read this, you'll understand the spell and what it does and the meaning and the feeling, and it's just so yeah. And you can see what book I'm going on to next. So again, unintentionally, this has dragons on, so I'm hoping this has some form of dragon things situation inside. I know it's not gonna be the same type of thing as that, because we are all I know is that this is a Western fantasy, like a gunslinger type situation, and this was recommended to me by Andrew from Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and his recommendations, I have so many on my wish list now, but this is for a specific video, so I'm not going to be giving you thoughts, feelings and ponderances in this vlog on this, but I will be reading this, and it is only short. It's less than 400 pages, so I do have like 3 hours of work left after my lunch, so I can just read this while I work. And I'm not going to edit this weekend because train strikes, he can't get home, and there's no point in him getting home, because by the time he's spent extra money and time getting home, he's going to have to go all the way back to Liverpool. So that's going to be fun for me, another weekend by myself. But anyway, it's fine. After having a shitty mental health week, this has been the lift that I needed. Reading some amazing writing, getting a book by one of my favourite authors ever, and a bit of a downer that I can't see my best friend, but I'm going to immerse myself into hopefully another amazing book whilst I do my job that I love. Think of the positives, and my hair dye comes. Oh my god, it needs a cut, this hair. And you can see that I'm 35 and I'm grey, but my hair dye comes today, so I'm going to have hopefully a nice fresh dye job the next time I update you. Bye. Hello friends, we are on Saturday evening. No, we're not. We're on Friday evening, and I forgot to edit my vlog. Not vlog. I forgot to edit the video that I wanted to get up tomorrow. So I will edit that when I get up tomorrow. I'll have plenty of time to edit it. I'm going to be up for anywhere between 6:30 and 7 to wait for my Asda delivery. Why I ordered it for so early in the morning, I don't know. But it is what it is, okay? I'm reading No Land for Heroes by Cal Black. This follows an elf called Millie and a guy called Gilbert. And Millie is involved in an incident at the beginning of the book, which then sort of prompts her to come into contact with Gilbert. I'm only on chapter 11. I'm really enjoying it so far. Full thoughts, feelings and ponderances on this will be in the other vlog coming soon, but this is the second book in that set of 3 books that I'm reading for that vlog, and I'm really enjoying this so far. It's not something I've ever read before. I've not read like Gaslamp or Western fantasy, like gunslinging type of fantasy before. I know that the Miss Bond era 2, I think, is kind of like this, and more westerny than like classic fantasy, but this is my first delve into things that are a bit different. I'm really enjoying what I'm reading so far, and it's very strange to read something that has like the western feel, but then there's also the hints of magic and there's dragons as well. It's a very strange thing to read about at first, but I am really enjoying it, so I'm gonna continue reading. Hello friends, we are on Saturday and I am coming at you with an update. I finished No Land for Heroes. I literally read to chapter 11 when I last updated you. I think that was the last time I updated you, and then I've just continued with it as we've gone along, and I did speed it up a little bit to read along with it last night before I went to bed, but then I slowed it down again, and I really enjoyed just taking it all in at a slow pace. I feel like this was a great way to consume this book. I said full thoughts would be on my separate vlog for this, but I also forgot to update the separate vlog with any updates on my thoughts, feelings and ponderings on this. So there will be a review coming soon once it's live on the fantasy review blog. And then I'm going to move on to the third book for this vlog that I'm doing. So you're probably not going to get thoughts on this one either, but it's 213 pages. I'm going to put some ambience on and try and get through this. And if I can get through this today, I don't know what to pick up next. This did end up being a bit of a dragon heavy week. I don't know if any other books that I have on my TBR have dragons in. I think this is more of a classic fantasy battles type of situation. I'm not even sure if there's any magic in this, not gonna lie. But this was a recommendation from Dom from Dominish Books for the vlog that I'm doing. So I'm excited. Very excited to read this. I will give you an update with how my reading's going. Today, I've not done much of anything. I finished organising my shelves and I've got rid of all my old desk crap, like the carcass of my desk and the boxes that this new desk came in, and just had a bit of a clear out. And whilst listening to No Land for Heroes, this one did get 5 stars, so we're going strong with the 5 stars. Let's see what this one can do. Will it be good? It'll be a different vibe, but we'll see. Hello friends, I'm coming in here to do my final wrap up for Sunday because this bitch forgot that she hadn't wrapped up a vlog, and also forgot that Sunday was vlog editing day, because I've been out of it this week in case you hadn't noticed, from me cancelling sprints and stuff. But it's fine, I'm fine, everything's fine, because my Shein order came today. No, it was yesterday, I'm lying to you. And I don't know if I've got enough tabs, but these were all like £1 each from Shein. And when I say £1 each, like, there was this set here was like £1.25 for both. So that's gonna keep me going for the foreseeable with my tabbing situation here. And speaking of books to tab, can you see I've started using some of them here, and I've tried to, I didn't realise before I used these that they're on a gradient, so it is what it is. Anyway, I've started using some of them, and I've started reading Swordsman's Lament. I didn't read the synopsis of this going in. I listened to what Dom said about it, but I didn't read the synopsis. It's only a teeny one anyway. I kind of went into this a little bit blind in the fact that I knew the recommendation from Dom for my vlog that I'm doing, but also I had forgotten, because I recorded the start of that vlog a while ago and put Dom's clip in there a while ago. I've kind of forgotten 100% what this is about, but for those of you who care, this is about a guy called Blasco, who is the King's Champion and the best swordsman ever to date that they know about. And he is accused of murdering the King's son, the Prince. And it's a frame job, obviously, because he adores the royal family and he thinks of the Prince like a brother and he would never do anything to hurt them. So somebody is out to frame Belasco. I'm not sure how it's going to go because this book is so short. The second book is longer. I don't know how it's going to wrap up because we're already 58 pages in. We've kind of, he's been accused. This is like, so we've only got about 150-ish pages for him to get out of the situation it is in now, in order for him to go and find the murderer, the actual murderer, and then convince the king that it's not him. And it's a lot to do in a short space of time, but I do trust Dom's recommendations, and if it's well written, the length doesn't matter. So as long as I don't feel like I'm being rushed through a story, I'm fine. As long as it doesn't meander, which I doubt it will do. Hopefully it won't do in 200 and odd pages. But I'm going to edit this vlog and then going to finish this. And then I will update you in next week's vlog as to what my thoughts, feelings and ponderings are around this. But I won't give my rating until it's in my other vlog. So, yes, there's vlogs galore. I have mentioned this before. As soon as I've got a plan of reading and get to a proper routine, I'm going to do the recommendations kind of vlogs more so as weekly vlogs as I get more organised. But when that will be, I don't know. Anyway, thank you very much for joining. If you do like me and you want to see more of me, please like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff down below. And if you want to let me know you're here but you don't have anything to say, the black heart is always much appreciated. Until next time, enjoy your morning, afternoon, or night, or wherever you may be. And I'll see you very soon. Enjoy!
Every time I fall in love, it seems to be at the wrong time.